We are marching on into a new month, and a new month means new fantasy and sci-fi releases. So today we're going to look at some new books releasing in the month of March. Coming out on March 5th, we have The Poisons We Drink. Now, it was really the cover that drew me to this one first. It is absolutely stunning, and it wasn't one that I'd heard of until I was researching books for this video, but it sounds really good. In a country divided between humans and witchers, Venus Stoneheart hustles as a brewer making illegal love potions to support her family. Love potions is a dangerous business. Brewing has painful, debilitating side effects, and getting caught means death or a prison sentence. But what Venus is most afraid of is the dark, sentient magic within her. Then an enemy's iron bullet kills her mother. Venus's life implodes. Keeping her reckless little sister Janice safe is now her responsibility. When the powerful Grand Witcher, the ruthless head of her coven, offers Venus the chance to punish her mother's killer, she has to pay a steep price for revenge. The cost? Brew poisonous potions to enslave DC's most influential politicians. As Venus crawls deeper into the corrupt underbelly of her city, the line between magic and power blurs, and it's hard to tell who to trust, herself included. This is a YA urban fantasy book, and I really like the idea of this sort of political machinations of all these influential politicians being poisoned, and also this unreliable narrator because of the debilitating effects that the brewing of poisons can cause. This just sounds really interesting and unique. Also releasing on March 5th, we have The Truth of Aleke, which is a fantasy novella and the sequel to The Lives of a Jungle. I've yet to check these out, but I do really like fantasy novellas. I find them a great way to split up these bigger series like Stormlight and Wheel of Time and just be a little palate cleanser. This sequel novella does take place 500 years after the events of The Lives of a Jungle, so let's read the synopsis for this. 500 years after the events of The Lives of a Jungle, the City of Truth stands, as is the last remaining free city of the Forever Desert. A bastion of freedom and peace, the city has successfully weathered the near-constant attacks from the cult of Tutu, who have besieged it for 3 centuries, attempting to destroy its warriors and subjugate its people. 17-year-old Aussie is a junior peacekeeper in the city when the mysterious leader of the cult, known only as the Aleke, commits a massacre in the capital and steals from the sacred god's eyes. Aussie steps forward to valiantly defend his home. For his bravery, he is tasked with a tremendous responsibility: destroy the cult of Tutu, bring back the god's eyes, and discover the truth of the Aleke. It's really interesting that these are so far apart. 500 years of a difference really shows this scale of the world and the story that the author wants to tell. So the fact that they're novellas has me intrigued. And the last book releasing on March 5th, there's a lot of books releasing on March 5th, we have The Hidden Queen by Peter V. Brett. This is the sequel to The Desert Prince, the second book in the Nightfall saga. Because this is a sequel, we will look at the synopsis for book 1, and then you'll know if you want to continue on to book 2. 15 years have passed since the end of the War of Demons, creatures of darkness who have hunted the night and plagued humanity since time out of mind. The heroes of humanity's hour of need have become legend, and those who remain struggle to escape their shadows. Olive Paper and Darren Bales have grown up in this new peaceful world. Demons have been all but destroyed, but dangers still lurk for the children of heroes. Olive, Princess of Hollow, has her entire life planned out by her mother, Duchess Alicia Paper, a steady march on a checklist to prepare for her succession. The more her mother writes the script, the more Olive rails against playing the parts she is assigned. Darren faces challenges of a different kind. Though free to choose his own path, the weight of legacy hangs heavy around his shoulders. It isn't easy being the son of the man people say saved the world. Everyone expects greatness from Darren, but the only thing he's ever been great at is hiding. But when Olive and Darren step across the wards one night, they learn the demons are not all gone, and those that remain hunger for revenge. Events are set in motion that only prophecy can foresee as Olive and Darren seek to find their own places in the world in time to save it again. So this is a sequel series to his Demon Cycle books. However, I do believe that you can start with the Desert Prince, as it follows the children of some of the heroes in the Demon Cycle books. Also, Broken Binding are releasing a special edition of The Hidden Queen, and I must say, it looks really good. So I'll leave that linked in the description below. Releasing on March 19th, we have In the Shadow of Their Dying by Michael R. Fletcher and Anna Smith Spark. Now, Grimdark magazine were kind enough to send me an early copy of this, and I have read it, and oh boy, it's a trip. In this fantasy novella, it follows a mercenary group who are in this city that is besieged by an army, and they're trying to escape. I almost don't want to tell you too much because it is such a bizarre, trippy, very unpredictable novella, and I do think going into this as blind as possible is the best way to consume it. But I do want to highlight that it is so dark. This is very much a grimdark book. This is a multi-POV novella, and we do jump between the different members of this mercenary crew as well as a demon, which was really interesting to get from the point of view of a demon as well. It's quite a unique reading experience to read from the demon's point of view, but just the description work and all these morally grey characters, the very visual scenes that are laid out, it's so dark. If you're not into really dark books, I wouldn't recommend it. However, if you love grimdark, definitely check out this fantasy novella. Releasing March 19th. Also releasing on March 19th, we have possibly one of the most creative book premises and setups I have heard in a long time, and that is Mushroom Blues by Adrian Gibson. What did I say about these covers? In the Shadow of Their Dying, Mushroom Blues as well. They're just all top notch this month. It's insane. But you need to hear the premise for this book. Even just the comparison line where Blade Runner, True Detective, and District 9 meld into the weird worlds of Jeff Vandermeer, Philip K. Dick, and China Mayville in Adrian M. Gibson's dark, hallucinatory fungal punk noir debut. How cool does that sound? Surely I don't even need to read the synopsis after that. That's such a unique setup. It's bizarre and I love it. However, I am going to read the synopsis because it's also really good. 2 years after the devastating defeat in the decade-long Spore War, the island nation of Hapon and its capital city of Neo-Kiniko are occupied by invading Coprinian forces. Its fungal citizens are in dire straits, racked by food shortages, poverty, and an influx of war refugees. Even worse, the corrupt occupiers exploit their power, hounding the native population. As a winter storm looms over the metropolis, NKPD homicide detective Henrietta Hoffman begrudgingly partners up with the Mushroomhead patrol officer Koji Namiko to investigate the mysterious murders of fungal and half-breed children. Their investigation drags them deep into the seedy underbelly of a war-torn city, one brimming with colonizers, criminal gangs, racial division, and moral decay. In order to solve the case and unravel the truth, Hoffman must challenge her past and embrace fungal ways. What she and Namco uncover in the midst of this frigid wasteland will chill them to the core. But will they make it through the storm alive? Fungal punk noir debut with a Tokyo-inspired cyberpunk setting with these mushroom people? This sounds so cool. So I will definitely be checking this out some point soon, and it is releasing March 19th. Also releasing on March 19th, we have Floating Hotel. So I get a lot of questions about some cozy books that are coming up, so this is a brand new cozy sci-fi book that tells the story of misfits, rebels, found family, and a mystery that spans the stars. Welcome to the Grand Abona, home of the finest food, the sweetest service, and the very best views the galaxy has to offer. All year round it moves planet to planet, system to system, pampering guests across the furthest reaches of the Milky Way. The last word in suborbital luxury and an absolute magnet for intrigue. Intrigues such as why are there love poems in the lobby inbox? How many Imperial spies are currently on board? What is the true purpose of the Problem Solvers Conference? And perhaps, most pertinently, who is driving the ship? At the center of these interweaving lies and interlocking mysteries stands Carl, one-time stowaway, long-time manager, devoted caretaker to the hotel, is the love of his life and the only place he's ever called home. But as forces beyond Carl's comprehension converge on the Ebona, he has to face one final, when is it time to let go? This one sounds really interesting. I really like the fact that it's kind of this big eclectic cast of characters, each with their own stuff going on, and if you're looking for more cozy fantasy, this is definitely one to check out. I somehow completely missed that Alien Clay by Adrian Tchaikovsky is also coming out in March. I thought it was April, but no, it is March 28th. And it also has a beautiful broken binding edition that looks really good. Both are linked in the description below. Also, if you have backed Rob J. Hayes' God Eater saga on Kickstarter, you will be getting the ebooks at the end of March. The physicals have been pushed to April and the general sale has been pushed to June. And I will include a reminder in the June new release video for when they are coming out for the general public, for people who haven't backed the Kickstarter. And over on the channel Discord, we will be reading Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher. I am really looking forward to pick this one up, so if you want to read it along with us, you can join the Discord, and we will be reading this over the month of March. I was sold when I heard Roman Empire meets Pokemon. That just sounds awesome. Join us! And that'll do it for today. Let me know, what will you be reading in the month of March? Are you going to pick up any of these? Are you working on the backlog? What you reading? So thank you very much for watching. Outro. And a huge thank you to my patrons who keep this channel alive. Over there is bonus videos, writing snippets of whatever I'm working on, and you also get to pick what books and then vote on what we read for the monthly book club. So thank you again, your support is huge.